Number 1. Hello. No embellishments here. Just a simple story about something weird that happened to me about 20 minutes ago. I work in Norfolk in the UK. The country has a World War II history, having been a base operations for the USAAF during the period. The building I work in is constructed in the shell of what used to be the jeep pool of the officers' mess. I have it on very good authority that our server room is bomb-proof, having been the safe room for the officers' mess. Just now I left the main office to head to the copier. It is loud and always running, which is why we have it in the back corridor. As you leave the main office room, you see along a corridor. On the left is the door to the kitchen, and on the right is the back corridor with the copier. As I walked along, I saw a person leave the kitchen and walk towards the copier. They were wearing a dark colour, and I thought nothing of it, dismissing it as one of my colleagues. When I turned the corner though, the copier/printer corridor was totally empty. It leads only to a locked door, and at the end there is nowhere to hide. I looked carefully. Believe me, I got a real shiver down my spine, as I had fully expected to see one of my colleagues in that corridor. I saw someone plain as day, crossing from the kitchen to the copier area. So there it is. No messages scrawled in blood, or really any embellishments at all. Just something weird that really did happen, exactly as I say it. Number 2. I had a friend who once saw a phantom also. He was working in a movie house cleaning up behind the concession counter, just after the theatre had closed for the night. All of a sudden, he saw someone walking by the counter, so he lifted his head up and clearly saw a woman with long brown hair in a red dress walk past the counter towards one of the theatres. He shouted,
"Miss?"
and she kept on walking. So he tried again, and he called out,
"Miss?"
Again, she just ignored him and walked straight into the theatre. At this point he was aggravated and came out from behind the counter and yelled,
"Ma'am, we're closed. You can't go in there."
right as he was walking to the theatre. Once he got inside, there was no one there. He told his boss about it immediately and said,
"Man, I think I just saw a ghost."
his boss describes her. Red dress? The ghost had been seen before. This wasn't the first time. Number 3. This happened 8 years ago in a previous house we rented, to me, my partner and our son, who was 8 at the time. My son never took to sleeping in his own room, despite us decorating it exactly how he wanted. And more often than not, when my partner and I would retire to bed, we would find our boy fast asleep in our bed, and I would volunteer to sleep in his. There was something just not right with that room, and as much as I tried to put it to the back of my mind, it never went away. This particular night I drifted off into semi-conscious sleep. Then, my eyes flew open to find this dark shadow hovering above me. I couldn't move a single muscle. As hard as I tried to yell, it was impossible. Then, I felt something holding both of my ankles, and I couldn't hold onto the sheets. Before I knew it, thud! I was being dragged across the floor and out of the room, and what seemed like hours was really a minute or two at the very most. I could feel my legs behind me being pulled up the landing wall, and somehow I let out a scream. And my partner flew out of the bedroom to find me halfway up the wall, feet first. He said it was something that you'd see out of a horror movie. Needless to say, I fell, and at that point I felt like whatever it was released me once my partner opened the door and saw me for that split second. After that encounter we moved out, and my son finally told us the reason why he didn't like sleeping in his room. Because the black cape thing watched him and he was scared. Hey guys, it's Mort here and thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed these stories, it would be great if you could let us know by leaving a like or a comment. Both of those are pretty amazing. And if you want to keep up to date with all new videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Go on. If you have an experience you want to share, be sure to send it to our email, which can be found in the description below. I can't wait to feature all your stories. But anyway, for now guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.